Good afternoon. The Prime Minister has added his voice to the widespread condemnation of last night's protest at Old Trafford. 100 or so Manchester United fans stormed the pitch ahead of the match against Liverpool, which was then abandoned. A police officer needed treatment in hospital after his face was slashed. More now from Sam Holder.
Instead of players, it was protesters storming the Old Trafford pitch. Manchester United fans furious with their club's ownership and the short-lived plan to join a European Super League. But that fury was also directed towards the police. Outside, bottles and even barriers thrown. One officer needing emergency hospital treatment. The chairman of Greater Manchester Police says those involved must be identified and prosecuted. And the government, which has launched a review into football governance, also condemning the scenes.
I don't think it's a good idea to have disruptive behaviour or demonstrations of that kind. But on the other hand, I do understand people's strength of feeling. And I think that it's a good thing that we've been able to do things that make it pretty clear that the European Super League is not going to be, appreciated by the people of this country or by this government.
The protests were ignited by the Super League plans, but tensions have been simmering much longer. Fans want the American Glazer family to sell the club, but for one legend, that's just fantasy football.
I'm really struggling to see how can you organise the fans to collect $4 billion and take over the club. That would, of course, be the ideal solution. So, the fact here is that you need somebody in there to take it over from the Glazer family. I would much rather try and work with the current owners.
There have been protests at other clubs involved in the Super League idea, but yesterday's was by far the biggest and most violent. Plans for the competition may have gone away, but fan anger over ownership most certainly hasn't. Sam Holder, ITV News.
The Prime Minister was cautious about opening international travel as part of lockdown easing when he spoke this morning. He said the government will be sensible when it comes to foreign holidays for people in England. Well, our political correspondent Hannah Miller is here. So, Hannah, what exactly did the Prime Minister have to say?
Well, let's be clear, Suzanne, this is one of the biggest questions that still remains for the government. The roadmap out of lockdown here in the UK has been going pretty well, but opening up foreign travel does risk importing new variants of the disease. We're expecting more details this week about which countries you'll be able to go on holiday to without having to quarantine when you get back. But the Prime Minister dampened down expectations when he was asked about it earlier today.
I do think that it's important to be cautious in this. We do want to do some opening up on May the 17th, but I don't think that the people of this country want to see an influx of disease from anywhere else. I certainly don't, and we've got to be very, very tough, and we've got to be as cautious as we can whilst we continue to open up.
That real note of caution will ring alarm bells within the travel industry. On the one hand, the government wants them to be able to open up and get the business reopen. On the other hand, a cross-party group of MPs have said today the government should discourage foreign holidays entirely. They don't think the system's set up well enough to prevent people from going to and from different countries, from mixing, for example, in airports. On a happier note, the Prime Minister did say there's a good chance that social distancing, the 1 metre plus rule that we've all seen, will be gone on June the 21st.
Wouldn't that be good news indeed? Hannah, thanks very much. Finally, the Queen has sent her warmest good wishes to the people of Northern Ireland on the date which many consider to be its centenary. On social media, she referred to treasured memories she shared in Northern Ireland with the Duke of Edinburgh, and she also paid tribute to its people. Well, that's all from us for this Bank Holiday Monday. Lucrezia's here with the latest at 6:25. We hope you can join us then. Until then, have a very good afternoon. Bye-bye.